Catching the morning every day. Every morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jody and Hazy on Nova.
Yeah, welcome to the podcast. Great decision. You're really setting up your life beautifully by doing that. Somebody who's absolutely dominating their life is camera guy Josh, and he's in here. G'day, Josh.
Hey, Hazy.
Hey, we're about to go into a little chat with MAFS Expert John Aiken. Can we just rewind for a second to around about this time last year when we got to catch up with him in person?
I know, it was like a fever dream, because one, he flew to Adelaide to just hang out at Villiers in Elizabeth with us.
Yeah.
And then afterwards he was like, we were having that pie eating contest. And he goes, yeah, I'll stick around and watch this. And I remember being halfway through my third pie and looking up and seeing John Aiken from MAFS going, come on, Joshy.
Yeah. The guy was an absolute dynamo, like a genuinely nice guy. And he could have just left. He could have done his little piece on air and then jumped back into his car and probably gone back to the airport. But instead, he stayed for an extra hour, I reckon.
Yeah, he did. He was talking to literally everyone, dishing out relationship advice left, right and centre.
Yeah. And fast forward, happily engaged, about to get married. Thanks to John Aiken.
Thank you, John Aiken.
Australia's favourite social experiment. It's back, Jodes.
Oh, is it what? Married at First Sight. This is season 11, and the beautiful host and the king of Married at First Sight joins us now, and that is John Aiken. Good morning.
Oh, yes.
Good morning, you two. I'm so excited about this. 11 seasons in now.
Oh, goodness.
Hasn't that flown?
I mean, it's amazing. It's been a decade of my life. And, there I was working in private practice quietly, got an audition for this show, and then it exploded to the point where it's a big part of the whole network and the launch every year after the tennis.
So here's a question for you, John. In that decade, how many couples do you think have made it and survived and are still together?
Yeah, that's a stat.
I think we've got about 5 still together,
5, okay.
which, out of 10 seasons, should I say. I mean, it isn't an easy experiment to navigate because there's so many challenges. The cameras are on you 24/7. And frankly, the people that put their hands up for it, they're often single, but they're not sure why. And so, they often repeat problem patterns that end up them breaking up on the show.
That's there's a lot in that, isn't it? I'm single. I've been single my whole life. I just don't know why.
And I love that you're the man to deliver the news why someone is single.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you watch it, you can see within 10 minutes why that person is in fact single. The question is whether they can take on board some home truths that I dish out and whether they can adjust and change. Now, some of them can do that, but a lot of them just say, look, I'm going to keep doing what I do. And that's one of the things that makes people really watch it.
Yeah. Well, we can speak from experience because Abby, our newsreader, is also single. She's in her mid-30s. We try to explain to her all the time why she's single. She just doesn't listen, John.
I don't think she wants to understand.
I know. And this cast is no different this year. We've got people, although in saying that, it is, we do have a 62-year-old, one of the oldest participants we've ever had in the mix.
Yep.
We've got a same-sex couple. And I think our people are very relatable this year, but they still have the same relationship issues that, can come up, whether it's they're scared of intimacy or they got their walls up because they've had their heart broken or they think they're ready for commitment, but in fact, they're not.
Yeah.
All sorts of things.
Well, you speak of the gay couple, and that brings us to Simon, who's 39. He's a marketing manager from good old Adelaide, South Australia. So he was married. He has a child, but then before his 30th birthday came out and said, I'm gay.
Wow.
Yes.
It's quite the story.
Indeed. Quite a story. And in his storyline, while I can't go into all the specifics of it, it is quite a journey that he goes on. And you have to watch early because there is something that happens in his matching that we've never had before.
Oh, goodness. Well, that's got me in.
That's a hook.
Okay, so who's going to be the polarising character this time around? Because there's always one. There's a guy in the promos who's got a top-knot man bun. He's my pick.
We do have some man buns in the mix this year.
Good Lord.
I'm even thinking of growing the hair out. I mean, maybe this is where it's headed now. But look, I think with our cast this year, we do have. And I know the person you're talking about, Jack. I think he calls himself an alpha.
Yes.
In some of the teasers, he's certainly a main player in all of this. He and I have words on many occasions, which you know, like a lot of people, I think when they come on this show, they probably don't get the feedback that I give them. They probably never heard it before. So it is remarkable to watch how they receive it. I think also another person who's a big player is Lauren. So you want to look out for her. She's a very big personality.
Hey, John, is some of your feedback, just going back to Jack, is some of your feedback to him when he wears a suit to wear socks with his shoes? Because he's we're just looking at the promo shots here, and he's rocking that whole, sockless look, and I just don't think it's official.
Yeah, look, I'm going to be honest. This fashion statement, it came in a couple of years ago. I remember a couple of seasons ago, these guys would walk in with no socks and their sort of pants rolled up 3/4 length, and I was like, I'm not sure if I really... I can accept this, but it seems to have stuck.
Yeah.
It's a look now, and I've got to embrace it.
Well, I always think, oh God, that would stink.
Yeah,
If you wore
I think so.
leather shoes all day
Leather shoes.
with no socks. Goodness me, that would...
There's many things that go through my mind when I sit on that couch for those long commitment ceremonies.
No, exactly. John Aiken, as always, it's an absolute pleasure to have a chat with you. We'll catch up with you mid-season just to see how things are going, okay?
Fantastic. Enjoy it. It's a great watch. And that first episode, just really prepare yourself. Wedding ceremony.
Yep.
Something that the family and friends do at one of the ceremonies, which is absolutely shocking. So look out for that.
Wow. Well, as we always say on this show, Andrew Hayes, love is love. Right?
Love's love.
Love is love, John Aiken.
Guys, you enjoy.
Here's what you're waking up to, Adelaide.
What's in the news today?
Your post-snooze news.
Everything you need to know to get your day under the way. Let's go to Abby in the newsroom. What you got?
Good morning. As we've discussed, thousands of students are heading back to the classroom today, but this little story piqued my interest over the weekend. St Andrew's School in Walkerville are trying to help students with their anxiety on day one, because it can all be a little bit full on, especially if it's a new school, or you're heading there and, you know, you've finished primary school, your friends are going to a different school. So Panda and Pepper, who are not students, their cavoodles will be out the front and they'll be greeting students as they walk in.
They want a hand from Sid?
You could send Sid along, I'm sure.
Rock up.
Yeah.
Sid makes kiddies feel good.
Does he?
Yeah.
She?
Yes.
I tell sometimes.
I wouldn't send Tank and Tori because they would probably...
Terrorise children.
Yeah,
Small
that's
children.
exactly right.
Yeah.
What about Tori in particular? Just giving it to the school kids. Suck in, you're going to school.
And then Tank gives them a false sense of security, lets them walk up to them and then barks in their face.
Yeah.
So,
that,
but
Tank.
anyway, have a great day at school. And there's a few who are still off. I know that some of my nieces and nephews don't go back until tomorrow, so their parents are very much on the countdown to that.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Things have changed, haven't they?
Yes, they have.
Over the years, in terms of, I remember going to primary school. It's one of those locked-in memories that I had. That feeling where I must have been 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And Mum left, and just that feeling of being alone.
Yeah, it's awful.
Oh my gosh, it stayed with me for my whole life.
I hated primary school. I used to go to the sick bay all the time.
Did you?
Just go, can you call my mum?
Yeah.
I didn't want to be there.
And
Had
would
a
it
really
work?
horrible teacher.
Oh wow.
What a sad story.
Oh,
anyway,
gosh.
enjoy your first day back, kiddies.
Yeah. Travel Tasmania. What a beautiful part of the world.
News. Oh dear. What about this? For the first time ever, the South Australian economy has been ranked number 1 in the nation in a new report by CommSec. What about that?
There you go. Good stuff.
And
Appreciate that.
driven by population growth and housing activity. Do you reckon Hot Mally will be all around this today? What time is his press conference?
You'd think he'd have something to say. That's 1 or 2 words, wouldn't he?
Oh, look, he will be spruiking our great state, which is good, but also we don't want too many people to come here because I like the fact that it takes 7 minutes to get to work.
Isn't it good? We still go by that mantra as well. Anyone who bags South Australia, particularly in the eastern states, it means that they haven't been here.
Yes.
And we kind of want to keep it that way,
Yeah.
but at the same time, you still want tourism, so it's this weird little thing that we've got going on.
Come stay for a little while, but then off you trot.
Come stay, but don't go to any of the good bits.
Yeah. don't ruin it.
That could be the new tagline.
Yeah, it's good.
Come stay, don't do much.
Yeah.
Come
And
stay,
then-
but please leave.
And then you know what, off.
It's like when your relatives come and stay at your house. Stay for a day or so.
Just stay in your room.
But-
Stay in those.
It's like when I have a party and all the banners across the thing say, please leave by 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Because my bedtime's 9:05.
Strictly out by
100%.
9 p.m.
Newsy.
Hey, let's wrap this up with a little bit of sport. We'll talk about cricket a little bit later on with the great Tom Wren after 7 o'clock. But the tennis are wrapped up over the weekend as well. Arina Sabalenka absolutely smashed it in for her second Australian Open. And then last night, I went to bed when Daniil Medvedev, who's an interesting character, it must be said, was up 2 sets to love. Midway through the third, you thought, and the commentators were saying, I sense an opportunity here for Yannick Sinner.
Yeah.
And I look at my phone this morning, smashed it.
Yeah.
2 sets to love down, he comes back and wins.
Well, he's only a kid, isn't he?
Yeah, he's young.
22.
He's about 22. Here he is post-match.
The support has been crazy throughout the whole 2 weeks. You guys make me feel home, so thank you so much. It's a court with 15,000 people, but it feels like much more. So thank you so much for everyone.
They're like, we love you. You just got to say nice things to us.
Yeah. You just have to talk us up, and that's it. Did you see Basil Zemplis got himself in hot water over the weekend?
He did, didn't he?
Oh, if you didn't see it, he was about to have a press conference. He didn't realise the cameras were rolling, and he suggested that the women's final was a reserves match.
Yeah.
Which he was arguing was taken out of context. He was talking about, it's the reserves because I'm presenting the news, so that's why it's the reserves. But
Yeah. What did you make of it, Abs?
When I first saw the video, I was like, are you kidding me? But then reading into the whole thing, yeah, it kind of was taken out of context.
it's a lesson for young players, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cameras are always rolling.
Camera in front of you, and there's a mic there.
There's always a mic.
They're picking stuff up.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Oh, well.
Rough weekend for Baz.
Must be Basil's first time in front of the camera. Hey, remember a few days ago when we spoke about Kelly Clarkson, how she told us what she likes to do in the shower?
Remind me.
Yeah, you're a bit of a fish, aren't you? She said she likes to, and she can't help it, she likes to quite regularly urinate in the shower.
Oh, that's
Classic dirty bird Kelly Clarkson.
Classic Clarkson.
And I told you how much I like to eat in the shower and also drink beers in the shower. Because the shower's there for much more than just washing yourself.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? There's another celebrity that's jumped on board the shower train.
What?
And that is living your life in there. So can you take a shower with me?
Oh,
I
God.
highly recommend you do. Don't take this the wrong way, but come on, take us a little journey with me. Let's have a shower. Oh, there it is. Jessica Biel's the latest to come out to do something in the shower.
What does she like to do?
She's offered an insight into her daily routine by revealing her peculiar habit of eating in the shower, which is divided opinion, of course, but she's taken it the next step up. She said in a recent TikTok post that she likes to eat and drink in the shower appropriate items like cereal or yogurt, coffee, tea, popsicles, to which she said, I know, melt factor, right? But safe, anything that drops, you're good. Love that from Jess.
I love your Jess Biel impression.
Oh,
That's good.
Basically what she's saying is you can do absolutely anything in the shower. And I mean anything. I don't think you understand what goes on in the Hayes household inside the shower.
Do I want to know while we're showering
What
together?
do you think? What do you think Cara and I get up to in the shower?
Oh, wow.
What do you go and have a guess?
This escalated.
Go on, have a bit
Well,
of
are
a
the
guess.
kids home or are the kids out?
The kids, they might be home, they might be out.
Yeah, right.
I'll tell you anyway. Number one, Cara and I actually got married in the shower,
What?
which was nice. Number two, Cara gave birth to all 3 of our kids in the shower.
Yes.
That's how much we get around the shower.
Yeah.
Number 3, the kids are homeschooled.
Yep.
So we teach the kids in the shower whilst they're showering as well.
Yeah.
So basically what we do in the shower is everything except for wash ourselves.
Yeah, right.
So that's just a bit of an insight into what happens in the Hayes
That's
household.
a real twist on showery things,
Yeah,
isn't it?
you can get involved as well too, you bunch of dirty birds. 0400 919 919. Because Jess Biel's come out and she's bang on board, especially the popsicle thing and the coffee thing and everything that hits the floor. I'm not sure if she's eating it once it hits the floor. The shower's a free go zone.
No, I don't. I'm not sure about eating yogurt in the shower. Like, what if the water gets into the yogurt?
Oh,
Yuck.
I can't hear you.
Yuck.
Just turn it up a notch. Let me get that on your back there, Jodes. Jeez, what have you been doing?
I'd never suggest
Oh
we
my
shower
God.
together ever again.
Dirty back. Give that a bit of a scrub, please.
Stop it!
This may take a while, folks. Let's get to the break.
Now that's a joke.
That was a joke.
That's a joke. A joke. That's a terrible joke.
Led so courageously by newsreader Abby,
Good morning.
the queen of humour. they call
I
her.
just spend all weekend looking for the best joke possible.
I
You
know.
don't even look for it. It comes to you.
It just comes to me. Really.
Yeah.
Sometimes the good jokes knock on Abby's door and like, can you please,
Yeah.
can we do a little collaboration?
There's been plenty of jokes that have knocked on my door over the years, that's for sure.
That's all we're talking about. High five.
Done, Abs.
Nice.
Very nice.
All right, who wants to kick it off this week? You want to do the honours, Jodes?
I can if you like. Andrew Hayes, what did the yoga instructor say when her landlord tried to evict her?
I'm not sure.
Namaste.
Namaste. That's good. That's good. All right, I'll go next before we build up to the grand finale. And that is always news read Abby. So, guys, it's just hard to get an apartment at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
5 ants actually rented an apartment with another 5 ants.
Oh.
Now they're tenants.
I wasn't sure about the
Thank you. Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you. Appreciate that. That's really nice.
Yeah, all right. So you described your joke as kind of dirty, and there's no such thing. It's either dirty or it's not.
Well, because Andrew ended up in HR last week,
Yeah, that's true.
I'm trying to play it down so they don't come after me.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Daffy Duck is on a night out
Classic Daffy.
and he meets a woman duck.
Yeah.
They head back to his hotel and, things are going pretty well.
Yeah.
And he calls down to reception and he says, could you guys bring up a little bit of protection for me?
Oh.
Boy, I didn't know they offered such a service.
So the receptionist says, sir, should we stick it on your bill? And Daffy replies, are you bloody stupid? I'll suffocate.
Oh, there's a lot to analyse that
So much to
joke,
unpack.
isn't it? Daffy Duck.
Oh, good morning to all the Daffy Duck fans out there.
The closest thing that we've got to Daffy Duck is probably Tom Wren. And he's going he's going to join us next.
The Weekend Sports Wrap with Tom Rand.
Oh, yes. The studio magic Tommy.
Actually, I've got little Charlie starting his first day today, 5-year-old. First day reception. Yeah, big day.
Big day.
So, but big day of sport as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hang on, just go back to Charlie. Is he excited or nervous?
Really, in fact, he's worn his school uniform the last 3 days at home.
Oh my God, that's
because
good
he's
too.
so excited. So he's pumped up for it.
And yet he's got a better dress sense than his dad.
Yeah.
Is he, what's he wearing in terms of his sports stuff? He's got one Nike shoe on, one Reebok, one Puma sock, one Saucony sock.
Socceroo shorts. Then he's got an Adelaide United top, and then
He's got like a
Crow
Adelaide
socks.
United top and a Melbourne Victory hat. What's going on here? Not about the fashion. Brendan, let's talk about the cricket. What about that for a finish?
How good was that?
Yeah,
And I reckon there's probably 80-90% of Australian fans that were as happy as the West Indies were when they won. I think everyone just understands how great they used to be and, how far they've fallen and the fact that it's not pride of place in the Caribbean anymore. But a result like that hopefully invigorates the next generation to say, I want to be like Shamar Joseph. I mean, how good was he?
I was sitting there going, is it wrong that I really want the West Indies to get up
No,
here?
not at all.
No, not at all.
I think everyone, I'd be fascinated to hear from the listeners. I think they'd be the same. Most people would What about the celebration? I thought he was going to run out of the stadium and run down the street for another 3 or 4 Ks, start a marathon.
Amazing.
God, do a few laps of the Ekka.
Yeah.
Oh, everything
was
came with
great.
celebration. And inside the Fox commentary box as well, the vision of Brian Lara and Gilchrist both hugging. That's one of Australia's greatest of all time. He's celebrating with the West Indies.
It was great. And then Carl Hooper was there. Just really good to see a couple of those West Indian legends just getting so much enjoyment. First win on Australian soil in 27 years since 97. So fabulous result for them. Not so good for the Aussies. Poor Travie, king pair.
Oh, yeah.
Coming off the 100 though. So look, maybe they need a bit of a break, but not a great result for the Australians.
Huge summer awards for Travis Head. There was a positive. Steve Smith is back, cemented, looks good at opening.
Yeah, and carried his bat. I mean, 91 not out. He did everything he could. He just literally ran out of partners. So, batted well. That will do him the world of good, just getting that one innings under his belt. Otherwise, the narrative would have been, is this spot right for him? So the fact he was able to do that, I think, probably gives him that surety that it's going to be okay going forward.
Let's talk tennis.
How good, Yannick Sinner, 22-year-old. Are we seeing the generation next? I think so now. Novak, obviously incredible and probably will win another slam. He's got 24, but I think now that Sinner's got his first, it's that belief, I can do it.
Isn't that ridiculous? He's got 24.
24.
Grand
It's
slams.
insane. But Yannick now has the first, and from 2 sets down.
Yeah.
He did what Medvedev did to Alexander Zverev in the semi-final, came from 2 sets back. But I think the right man won the tournament. Sinner beat Djokovic. Kind of felt like if he didn't win it, it's a bit unfortunate. You took out the 10-time champion and still didn't win it, but he did, and I think it's the right result.
I was reading something this morning. If you take care of Joker in a Grand Slam, then you win it. that's been the statistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if he gets to a semi, you're done.
Yeah.
As soon as he gets to a semi, absolutely lock it in as a Djokovic major. But as we always say, when Yannick Sinner wins a major, which has never happened before, winner, Yannick Sinner. I just saw it on Sunrise.
You stole that.
You saw it, you went, bang, that's mine.
Oh, my God. You shamelessly stole that and we all watched it unfold. It's awful.
Good result. And look, a shout out as well to Arena Sabalenka, back to back. She's now won 2 Grand Slams. I think she'll win. I think she could win as many as half a dozen. If she keeps her game and her body right, she's very hard to stop. She's a great player to watch. So well done to Arena Sabalenka.
Beautiful. Hey, Ren, you know the drill. It's been a while, actually.
It has been a while.
Yeah.
In 2024.
I need to start the year well.
You do, because as we know, no one does a better job than newsreader Abby. And look, she will be the judge as to whether this is a good joke or not.
Okay.
For your debut in 2024 for the joke off, what have you got?
Can I just warn
It's all-
you? Tough crowd in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's all in the delivery or is it the content as
of
well?
both.
Bit of
Bit
both.
of both,
Okay. All right. Well, here we go. Why are pigs bad drivers?
Why are pigs bad drivers?
Because they hog the road.
All right, here,
Laugh at that,
here we
Abby.
go.
That was truly
Delivery,
awful.
good content. Not
Average.
sure, a little bit iffy.
You passed, Rennie. Well done.
Yes. Yes, Abby.
I don't know about that.
yeah.
I don't know about what just happened.
Give us your thoughts. Be brutal. Be honest. 0400919999. Rennie, thanks for your time this
No,
morning.
pleasure. Great to be back.
Congratulations to all the parents who made it across the holidays. Well done. You did it.
Well done, guys.
You absolutely did it.
I know it was a marathon, not a sprint, but you got there and you've just crossed the finish line.
Yeah.
Now palm those kiddies off.
Palm them off. And for the kids going to school for the first time this morning,
Yeah.
geez, the nerves, the anxiety, the excitement, everything that comes with it, so many different emotions.
Yeah.
Really, really big time of your life.
Where are yours at the moment?
So Henry is going into year 1, so he had kindy last year.
Yeah.
So he's a pro.
Yeah,
he's
right.
a pro now. So,
Yeah.
but I remember this time last year, and I had to work, so I wasn't there.
Yeah.
But just my wife, Cara, sending through the photos, and they're all nice, and they got the little sign saying, "This
Yeah.
is my school, this is my year." My favourite thing was, but you can see the fear in his eyes.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's a smile, but
Yeah.
you can see the fear behind his eyes.
Yeah. It's such an emotional time for kids, isn't it?
Mm.
So I've got one going into year 7 this morning, first year of high school.
I think that might be even more significant than your first.
Yeah.
Like going into kinder or year 1, like it's because you're established now, and it's a very, very nervous time in your life.
Well, you're going from being the big fish in a small pond to being a very small little, like what are those little fish called?
Little tadpole. You're going into a tadpole amongst sharks.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
And I think I'm more nervous for her, Hazy, because I didn't have a great time in high school for a couple of years there. So
No,
I
you,
just,
you bullied a bit, weren't you?
yeah, I was a little bit.
It was the
Just
haircuts, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, it was only year 7 and 8. I got it together after that.
Yeah, it was
9 and 10.
awful. The haircuts were awful. So
Yeah.
in defence of the bullies, very bullyable.
You are so awful.
We've posted the photos.
I
as
do.
well.
I blame Colleen for that.
Well, like Colleen, what were you doing? I think Colleen was in on it.
She shaved the side of my head and then I had curly hair on top.
Oh my gosh!
Come on.
At one stage, she put a little sign on your back. It was like, "Please bully me."
Anyway, we certainly don't condone bullying here on the show.
Absolutely not. Yeah, I remember my first day of high school when I went away to boarding school, and I do remember everything was fine, and then as soon as mum and dad left,
Yeah.
tears,
Yeah.
like proper tears, and I didn't even know that I could. Even at that age, I didn't even know I could cry like that.
Yeah.
And it took me Dad came back and we went for another walk and then left again, tears. And it wasn't me being like, stay. It was me being like, I know what's going on here.
Yeah.
And then the next morning, so obviously
Parents didn't love you.
parents, they just sort of genuinely shipped me off. And then the next morning, after the first night at boarding school, and you hardly sleep, but I did get sleep towards the end. And you know when you wake up and if there's something pressing going on, there's always that moment before reality sinks in. I remember waking up and then that instant feeling of being like, oh yeah, that's right, I'm here.
Oh, no.
And it just went bang.
Oh, God.
It's one of the worst feelings I've ever had.
There's nothing quite like that loneliness when you're a kid, when your parents leave you like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is really sad now.
I haven't really spoken to mum and dad since. No, I have. And I absolutely loved boarding school.
What happened to you, Producer M, first day back at school?
So I went to a school that, according to the uniform policy, blazers were mandatory. So as a reception, I'm not the tallest person now, so in reception I was tiny. Mum made me wear the blazer even though no one else did, and it was probably 3 sizes too big because she wanted it to last. And also, just to add to it, I had a horrendous bowl cut. So I think she was just setting me up to fail.
That's right, babes. Producer Zoe?
Well, mine wasn't necessarily first day, but the first week back at school, they made us go on camp to make friends. And so I went to camp. I didn't know anyone. And then day 1, we were windsurfing and it was fun, really cool. Let's push each other off the windsurf boards. And they pushed me off. My windsurf board went up in the air, back, hit me on the face and split my eyebrow right down to my eye, pretty much blood everywhere. And everyone felt really, really bad for me. So I made some friends because everyone pitied me.
That's
so
nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
See, tragedy is how you make friends.
They were pity friendships, though.
Yeah, big time. And I'm still friends with them.
Yes.
So pity gets you a long way in life, kids.
Certainly a key message in that, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that is, if you want to make some friends, you got to draw some blood.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And whether that's your blood or someone else's. No, I'm just kidding.
You got to want it, don't you?
The teachers had my back as well. They told everyone that I'd been a survivor of a shark attack. So everyone thought I was like epic. The new kid survived a shark.
Shark came up and bit me in the face.
Yeah, in the Murray River, wild.
It's quite the story.
Good luck to all the kids who are having a bit of a first day adventure, whether it's year 1, kindergarten, or year 7. Big day.
Yeah, and you'll be right.
Yeah.
Primary school doesn't define you. Neither does high school. Can get better.
Just let those memories go. Different state, different time. It was years ago. It was decades and decades and decades and decades. I'm just trying to make you think about something different, all right? Concentrate on different trauma.
No.
Birthday party coming up next. $1,000 up for grabs just for having a birthday.
We're going back in time. Hazy's on this Daisy. In time.
Monday, sexy, beautiful, manic Monday. Welcome to the start of the working week. You love it.
I don't know that many people call it Sexy Monday, but here we are.
Oh, there's Sexy Monday. Let's do this thing. Let's take a little trip down memory lane. Who wants in? You want in?
Me.
All right. Just like a membership for some of these iconic stadiums around Australia, you're going to put you on the waiting list. We'll get back to you in about 14, 15 years.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go back to 1943 on this day. That is the 29th of January. Molly Meldrum was born in Orbost, Victoria. Today's his 81st birthday.
Is he 81?
Yeah.
That's outrageous.
Still wearing that gorgeous Akubra too, no doubt.
Isn't he?
With the sort of sides slicked up.
Yeah. Back in the day, wasn't he he just secured all the biggest interviews on the planet?
Yeah. It would be the go-to. We'll speak to Molly first.
Yeah.
And then no one else second.
Yeah.
Nailed it. Massive St Kilda supporter as well. 1954, Oprah Winfrey was born in Mississippi. Today, she is 70 years old. So, amongst the all-time most influential people that has ever existed.
Number 1.
Number 1? Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
Think about it as well, like in terms of, what about particularly in the media?
Number 1.
Or how the Queen, Oprah. No, wait, that's Beyonce. Oh, jeez. I'm a little bit confused. 2022, Ash Barty won the Australian Open women's singles title, becoming the first Australian to do so since 1978. And everyone's like, guess what? I've got it. Ready for these words? Party.
Party. It got banned in the Channel 10 newsroom.
Ash Barty's won. She's doing well.
Yeah.
And what about this? Party.
Is it banned at Channel 7 or just 10?
And then we're like, what about this then? Party.
Let's swing it around.
Number 1 song on January 29th in 92 was Black or White by Michael Jackson. I had the cassette of this album and I was busting a move. Tell me, look at this.
What a film clip.